to Britain Unleashed Tiny Travel Tips. I'm not giving this video a name. Instead, I'm calling it Britain Unleashed Mission Impossible for two reasons. One, I hope this video has to self-destruct within 2 weeks, and at the very end, I'll tell you why I say that. And two, because if you're trying to get to the United Kingdom right now, it's pretty much Mission Impossible. But there's some bad news, which I'll talk about first, and there's some very, very good news, which I'll get to at the end. So first, the bad news. We're going to go to gov.uk. I'm going to get out of the way here. And all of these tips that I'm about to give you have to do with, of course, the coronavirus. And this is sort of a follow-on video to Tiny Travel Tips number 2. So what I'm going to do is go to, on the main gov.uk homepage, I'm going to go to Coronavirus Guidance and Support. This is the main coronavirus homepage. And we're going to go down to International Travel and Immigration. This is talking about what you have to do if you do visit the UK, which I don't actually recommend right now for reasons which will become clear. So what you need to do if you're traveling to the UK, this applies to residents and to visitors. I'm assuming you're a visitor, so we're going to do that first. So if you're a resident or a visitor traveling to the UK, you must provide your journey and contact details, which isn't much different. However, you also have to, once you get there, self-quarantine for 14 days. So if you've only got a 2-week vacation, you're going to spend them all in the hotel. So I hope you have more than 2 weeks holiday sitting around doing nothing, because you're going to need it. So as far as the providing your journey and contact details, it's a little more complicated than it was before. Yes, I accept cookies. There is now an additional form that you have to complete and show to them, them being border control, when you get into the UK. However, you cannot submit it more than 48 hours ahead of your arrival. So you either have to have it printed out or you have to have it on your phone ready to show them. And this applies to pretty much everybody coming in. There are a few people who don't have to complete the form and don't have to self-isolate. They are detailed in, read the list of who doesn't need to complete the form. It's basically diplomats and essential workers, and we're assuming you're not one of those. All right, before you start working on the form, you'll need your passport details, how you're getting to the UK, and of course the address where you'll be staying for your first 14 days. It can be a hotel, it can be a friend's house, it can be a tent in the woods, but wherever it is, you have to stay there for 14 days. And then the next thing you have to do, this is an online form, is click the Start Now button. This is called the Public Health Passenger Locator Form. And it's basically just an application, as I said, register an email. I'm not going to go through this because I'm not going to go to the UK right now. So what would you do is just fill out these forms, do save and continue, and it will take you through it. Remember, print it out or have it on your phone. Now, next step, I'm going to go back to the gov.uk homepage, again, to the coronavirus main page. What you need to do if you're traveling to the UK, this is specifically about, now I'm going to talk about the quarantine that you have to be in, because it is different depending on where in the UK you're going. All 4 countries have different rules. Scotland, England, Wales, and Northern Ireland have different requirements, and I'm going to talk specifically about England. Those are found again on the main Entering the UK page. And one thing I want to point out is if you don't stay where you're telling them you're going to be for the first 14 days, they can check up on you and they can fine you, and pretty substantially too, if you're not careful. So there are different rules depending on where you're traveling. We're going to go England. When you get to wherever it is you're going, and I'll talk about this more in a second, but you can take public transport to get to where you're going if you don't have another way to get there. You have to stay there 14 days. Who must self-isolate? That's pretty much everybody, unless you can read that at your leisure. Why it's important. Yeah. How to self-isolate. Now this I find interesting. Let's say you brought your dog over and you're coming from the United States, and your dog has come in over using the PET scheme, PETS scheme, which you can look up. I'm not going to go into it now. That's how Holly and Jerry got there. Your dog technically does not have to sit in quarantine at all, but you do. So your dog can go out and have a good time. However, if your dog is staying with you, you cannot leave your home to walk your dog. So, in other words, you cannot go out into the open air by yourself, walking on footpaths, hardly meeting any people. You can't do that for these first 14 days. However, what you can do is go shopping. I don't make the rules. So you can't go to work, you can't go to school, you can't visit public areas. It says you should not go shopping. It does not say you cannot go shopping. So you can't walk your dog, but you can go to a store that's full of people and an enclosed space for the first 14 days. It doesn't make any sense, but what are you going to do? Okay, so the next thing I'm going to cover is traveling to where it is you're going to spend your first 14 days. I'm going to go back to the gov.uk homepage. Now I'm going to click on the second link down there. That was travel advice for coronavirus. And over here, I'm going to click on coronavirus outbreak FAQs, what you can and cannot do, because there's some specific information I want to make sure you're aware of. click on that link. Okay, this not only applies to, these FAQs not only apply to you, but they apply to everyone in the UK right now. I'm sorry, England. This is everybody in England. Different rules again apply to the other 3 countries. And this is what everybody has to do, not just you. This is you once you get out of your 14-day quarantine. So I'm going to scroll all the way down to public transport. You can use public transport if you need to get where you're going for the first 14 days. Obviously, you can use it after that if you don't develop symptoms. But what you have to know is you should, at this time for the next 2 days, this is being recorded on June 13th, you should wear face coverings on the public transport. However, from June 15th, you must wear face coverings on public transport. So in other words, if I were to go to London and get on the tube, I could go around looking like this. Now, this is my German Shepherd mask, but personally, I think it makes me look like a bandit. That's what the cowboy hat's for. So in other words, I could go get on the tube, dressed just like this, like I'm getting ready to rob the Pony Express or rob a bank, and I can travel around as long as I need to get where I'm going wearing this. Times have changed. Welcome to the new world, people. So it's okay to go around wearing a mask looking like you're going to rob the Pony Express. Now that's the bad news. Not the German Shepherd. I quite like him. I think he's pretty cute, but I don't like wearing a mask. Okay, that's the bad news. Now the good news, I'm going to put on my normal headgear here, which frankly is more comfortable. A cowboy hat's kind of tight. Okay, so anybody who's seen these videos has probably noticed that I normally wear a lovely Yorkshire flat cap, the specific type. This is called an Ilkley cap. And I've said before that I get them, I'm going to get rid of this stuff here. I get these caps from a place called the Original Yorkshire Clothing Company. And I've mentioned this in a few of the videos before. Now, the Original Yorkshire Clothing Company, we've been in touch, and they've actually done something really, really special that I hope you'll take me up on and help me out with. What they've done is set up a very special code. So if you go to their website and order a flat cap, or hopefully more than one, they will donate £5 to a farming charity. So they're going to donate £5 on your behalf to the Farming Community Network, because farmers all over the UK are having a really hard go of it right now. And without farming and farmers, there's no food, there's no clothing, and there's no ingredients for beer, which frankly is what concerns me. So what you need to do is go to the Original Yorkshire Clothing Company website. That's toyccl.uk. And if you don't know how to measure your head for a flat cap, there's plenty of information online on how to do that. My head happens to be 56 centimeters around. So when you come up with, no, I didn't mean to go to About Us, I meant to go to shop. When you come up with the measurement, then you can start looking for caps in your size. Now, personally, I wish I could order this UK Union cap because they're really nice, but they don't have my size. I've already checked. These caps are terrific. They're patchwork, and they are, everyone's different. They're all different, and they are individually made. So they don't have 56. I'm just going to show you what I need you to do when you are going to use this code. So I'm going to pick 57 and I'm going to add this to cart, just like you normally do. Okay, now cart total it is a flat shipping rate, and it depends on where you are. I know they ship to, obviously, the UK, but they ship to America as well, because this cap got delivered to me here in the United States. So I'm going to go to proceed to checkout. I'm not actually going to complete this order because this cap isn't my size, unfortunately. I wish it were. So what you need to look at here is on the checkout page, you see this order notes box. In this order notes box, you type in GINAFCN, Foxtrot, Charlie, November. And when you complete your order, then you'll go down and you'll hit proceed to PayPal. When you complete your order, the Original Yorkshire Clothing Company will donate £5 on your behalf to the Farming Community Network. And they're going to be keeping track. The Original Yorkshire Clothing Company is going to be keeping track of how many donations are made using this code. So let's go help the farmers, okay? And this farming community, like I said, helps farmers all over the UK. So in addition, when you make your order, in addition to helping the small business, the small family business, the Original Yorkshire Clothing Company, and helping the people they employ, and helping the farmers that raise the sheep that provide the wool for these caps, you're going to be helping farmers all over the United Kingdom. So what I want you to do when you're done watching this video is go to toyccl.uk, pick out some great flat caps, make sure you have your head measured properly first, and order and help businesses, help local business, and help the farmers all over the UK. And I do want to just say one thing about the original Yorkshire Clothing Company and these caps. When I ordered this cap, I ordered a second one to go with it, and this is not a beret, this is just a kind of a burgundy flat cap. When I ordered this cap, I'm going to make this bigger so you can see it better. When I ordered this flat cap here, it was actually out of stock, but instead of contacting me and telling me that, oh, too bad, the cap you wanted is out of stock, and having me order something else, TOICCL made this specially for me. You are not going to get that kind of service from a great big company. You're certainly not going to get it from most online places, but they made this cap specially for me just because I wanted it and they didn't have it. And I think that's terrific. So what I want you to do, go to the original Yorkshire Clothing Company, order some great flat caps, and support local business and the local farmers, or the farmers all over the UK. And I did mention earlier that I was going to tell you why I wanted this video to self-destruct after 2 weeks, because I understand that the British government is going to re-evaluate the quarantine requirements on June 29th. So hopefully 2 weeks from now, all of the information that I've given you in this video, with the exception obviously of this code, GINA FCN, will no longer be applicable. So thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. This is Britain Unleashed. Mission Impossible. Go order your flat caps. Bye.